Fern. Welcome back to a new video. So this video is going to be a little bit of a ramble and I'm just going to talk to you guys on the camera. And the idea of this video and how it came to me was I was just reflecting on my life and I was talking to a friend about this as well. And a lot of the content that I put out on my channel is about designer bags and fashion, and you know, in my vlogs I do modeling gigs and I go to fashion week and that sort of stuff. And while it's fun to show that really exciting part of my life, I also want to talk about the other side of my life, which is slow wealth and building slow wealth and chasing financial independence and making smart financial decisions and goal setting to get to where I am now. Anyway, pause right here, grab a coffee, grab a snack and sit down and let's have a chat and leave comments down below as well. I'm really keen to hear everyone's thoughts. So when I was a lot younger, I had this vision in my head that I wanted to live this extraordinary life and I didn't want to have, you know, a normal life. And I say normal in the sense of like what society tells us is normal. I knew for me, my idea of success was I wanted to be in a creative field. I wanted to go into modeling. I wanted to create art, to paint, to draw, to vlog on YouTube like I am now. And I feel like I had these goals set in my head. I knew this is what I wanted to do. And I think my first advice is to stick to your goals, chase your goals, and don't let anyone ever tell you that it's wrong. I've had multiple people tell me that, you know, my goals are unattainable or they're not achievable or I'm being too selfish or I'm being too vapid or superficial or whatever it is. And I think if you have an idea or a vision of how you want your life to be and how you want to be perceived by the world, whether it's through fashion or through how you look or through your actions or what you want to achieve and your goals and, you know, all of that, stick to what you want and what your heart truly desires. And that was something I really learned at a young age. I had a lot of grand visions and goals and ideas in my mind, and I remembered like back in my old hometown, and it was such a small town as well, like there wasn't much to it, but I remembered I had this idea of like one day living this glamorous city life and I would be a signed model and doing creative things like painting and vlogging like I am right now. And I really stuck that goal in my head and I knew I wanted to achieve it, and it felt so impossible back then. I remembered one of the first things I put on my mood board when I was so young was that I wanted a Louis Vuitton keepall, and back then I was like, this is such an unattainable item, a piece of fashion that I've always wanted. And then now that I get to have one, it feels like I'm fulfilling all of these dreams I had as a kid. So I think if you've got goals that you want to achieve and that you've set up in your mind, stick to your goals and don't let anyone ever tell you that they're wrong or they're incorrect. The other thing I wanted to mention is that when you do have goals stuck in your head, you obviously need to take actionable steps. So you need to really map out and plan how you're going to achieve those goals. So for me, one thing that I really wanted was financial independence and also financial literacy and being able to make sound financial decisions. I really prioritized things like investing and learning about how to invest and those sorts of things. So, you know, for those of you that watch my YouTube videos will know that I talk a lot about like real estate and investing and budgeting and finance. And I really learned how to be financially literate. So whether that was through learning from influencers online, and I'm talking about financial influencers obviously, and books and study. When I finally got to university, I studied a marketing degree, but I also did a few courses on things like economics and accounting and that sort of stuff. And I feel like I really liked that financial world, and I really, to this day as an adult, I try and take what I've learned from that into my adult life. So yeah, that's how I took actionable steps to achieve my goals. And I feel like I am so grateful for being, you know, back then just sticking to wanting to learn financial literacy, it's really helped with achieving my goals. So one thing I really wanted to do was modeling, and when I moved to Melbourne, the setup phase and really putting your name out there as a model does take time, and also money as well. I had to get digitals taken, I needed to get test shoots are booked in, and they all cost money. And I feel like having invested money, I didn't feel as stressed setting myself up as a model. One thing that I've really stuck to in my adult life, and I sort of tell this to a lot of people that I'm close with, is that I find it so important to protect your peace, and it's okay to say no. So I used to be the type of person that I would agree to a lot of things and overcommit, or I'd still deliver, but I would just overcommit and it would just wear me thin. I think now as an adult, I really prioritize my own self-care and my own self-peace, and I feel like to do that, you want to do things and pursue projects that make you happy. So for me, my painting, that's something I really enjoy doing, and that's purely just for my own happiness. When I wanted to invest in real estate, I booked a flight on an airplane and flew to a different town or a different city and inspected properties, and I did that in my own time, with my own money, without any outside voices or external opinions, and I just did it on my own accord. And I feel like it's just so important to protect your peace. Another thing as well, when I started my YouTube channel, I did it for me, and I wanted to make content that I enjoyed and that I loved. And if one person watches it, then that's amazing. If 100 people watch it, just as amazing. But if I could just get one person to watch and listen and enjoy my content, that means the world to me. And I feel like doing YouTube in a way has been protecting my peace, because I'm just doing content and making things that I enjoy and love to talk about. And I'm just glad that someone out there will listen and actually enjoys this content. So I think protecting your peace is so important, and there are so many things you can do, whether those things are projects or tasks or activities that make you money or benefit you in some way, or if it's just something for fun, for leisure, then that's totally fine as well. If you've got particular hobbies or activities or things that you like, stick to them and don't overcommit to what other people want you to do, and stick to what you want to do, because at the end of the day, time is your biggest asset, and you can never get your time back. So prioritize it, love it, nurture it, and fill your time with things that you love and enjoy. I also want to talk about my thoughts on fashion and how I perceive fashion. I used to be the type of person where I really loved following trends and getting into like fashion trends and whatnot, and there's still an element of that. However, one thing that I've really learned is to dress how I want to dress. Make myself appear how I want to be perceived into the world. Fashion is something that's so important to me. I dress and curate my wardrobe in a way that makes me fulfilled with how I look, I guess. And that's something that is just inherently what I enjoy. And I think part of that is because growing up, I've always felt like my appearance and how I'm perceived to the world was dictated by my surroundings, whereas now I get to choose how I want to look. So I think with fashion, it's just something that I love so much. I value self-expression. I get to choose how I look and how I dress, the accessories I wear, how I do my hair, and the jewelry that I wear, all of that. And I feel like as an adult, I just don't care what other people think of how I look. Being able to detach from peer pressure and from wanting to conform, I think is so important. But anyway, that's just like a random reflection on fashion, and it's just something that I have always thought about, especially on my fashion journey. Like, I now just buy things that I know I'll enjoy wearing and will make me happy and help morph me into how I want to look and present to the world. Anyway, that's just some of my ramblings about goal setting and pursuing my dream life, I guess. And I don't even know what this video is, but it's just, I guess, me rambling based on what I've reflected on, and just some of the tips and life lessons I've learned to pursue what you want. Find your goals, stick to it, protect your peace, and don't let anyone ever get in the way of your goals and how you want to be perceived. Anyway, I hope this video was fun to watch. It's a little bit different to what I normally do, but it's just me rambling, and think of it as our weekly chat. So I hope you did have a wonderful time and you had a coffee or a tea or some sort of beverage and snack and enjoyed this as like a one-on-one conversation. Let me know down below if there was anything useful that you picked out from this video. If you've got tips as well on how you protect your peace and achieve your goals, please let me know down below. I'd love to know. Anyway, if you are keen to see more content and have some video ideas, definitely let me know down below. If you're new to this channel, hit subscribe and check out my other videos. I would really appreciate it. If you love this video, give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in a future video. Bye.